Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies. Yeah guys, welcome back. I decided it was about time that I should ride my horse since we went to the nether and we collected the saddle and horse armor and stuff like that from those nether fortresses. Yeah, I don't really think I'm going to get a whole lot of use out of these horses, but it's kind of cool to have a horse, be able to ride it around on this map. So yeah, there's that. This horse jumps fairly high. I think it's a 3-block height that it can go. But yeah, it's not too bad. Although I can jump just a little bit higher than the horse. If I turn this guy on. And... yep, I can just jump way up here. So what I did is I ended up making the top end jetpack. It's kind of hard to control without the hover mode on. With the hover mode on, you kind of slightly float down. You can probably see it better if I get up next to something and stop moving the camera. Yeah, you start floating slightly down. It uses power as you're hovering, see right here. But yeah, this thing is so awesome. If you are, well, you can fly up with it and you go, decently high. But when you take that hover mode off, you shoot up really far. This is awesome. And it's got a little bit of a flame trail underneath it, which is pretty cool. I don't think that Leadstone jetpack did. I think it always just put out smoke. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Oh, look at us. We're up in the cloud level now. That's awesome. Let's get over here and try and land on one of these clouds. Come on. Oof. Oh yeah, so we are in a cloud. That is so cool. So let's turn the hover mode back on. Should I grab some of these clouds? I don't even know. Is that a part of the requirement for this map? I think I heard from somebody that it was. I don't know. It might be that we need one of these blocks, or maybe we're going to need a whole barrels full. I have no idea. Judging from what most of the stuff is on this map, yeah, you definitely, air brakes, you definitely need thousands of different items. Oop, that is the wrong key. I meant to hit C, not X. Okay, so we're back on the ground again. Also, I've upgraded this pickaxe. I might have did this before last episode, just not mentioned it. I put Silk Touch on this pickaxe, and you can do that. Let's see, that you need a Silky Jewel. Silky Jewel, this guy right here. And so you need 4 of these silk cloths and a block of emerald. So I've gotten the emeralds. In fact, I can't remember how many we have left. Yeah, we have 18, so we had plenty of those emeralds. So I figured, you know what, let's go and do that. So it's 9 emeralds for that. And then each one of those is like a gold ingot or aluminum brass, whichever, and some strings. So we have plenty of that material. No big deal there. And yeah, I just threw it on this pickaxe. I also upgraded this pickaxe to the Manulin material. And it has the RF, so you can just recharge it with RF, and you don't have to worry about the durability. So yeah, this is quite a good pick. I've been using this in the nether to collect some of the nether ores. Normally, when you mine the nether ores, they have a chance of exploding. If you do it with Silk Touch, I believe they never explode. I could be wrong. But you still can spawn crazy silverfish and things like that in the nether, even with the Silk Touch, so it is a scary place. Right, so this is something new that I set up between last episode and now. We've seen the igneous extruders. They just made cobblestone. And I set up, well, there's 12 here, and then back behind over here, we got 12 more. So yeah, we got a bunch of these guys going. I'm probably going to put another 12 along the front here, just so they can all share the same pipe. I've also made these impulse item ducts. And since we've gone to the nether and we have a good supply of glowstone, I figured it was time. So the impulse item duct, this guy right here. No, is it this one? It's that one. To do that, no, it was the other one. To do that, you need these opaque item ducts. You can also use the clear ones if you want. These are cheaper, and then they also don't render the entities and things like that, so it helps with frame rate a little bit. But anyway, you get one of these, and you put 200 millibuckets of the energized glowstone into there, and then you get the impulse item duct. So one glowstone block, one glowstone block I think is 1,000 millibuckets. So you can do 5 of those per block. So I went through the nether and I collected a whole bunch of glowstone, so I was easily able to make these things. So if we look over here in our cobblestone deep storage unit, you can see we're gaining cobblestone at a pretty reasonable rate here. I mean, it's not too shabby, right? Well, eventually we need to get to the point where we can do the octuple compressed cobblestone, and that's this guy right here, and that's going to require 40 46,721 cobblestone. So yeah, we got quite a ways to go. Now, I made one of those octuple compressed cobblestone before. In fact, I ended up making like 5 or 6 of them, I think. And the way I did that in Feed the Beast Unleashed was I had applied energistics and the transition planes, and I had like 1,024 cobblestone generators all going at the same time. Whew, that was a lag machine. These things seem to be a little bit less laggy, but we only have, what is that, like 36 cobblestone generators. That's slightly less than the 1,024 that I had. And when I did that with the 1,024, it still took 24 hours going on a server that's constantly going, not when I'm logged in on single player. So yeah, we are going to need something at least 10 times, if not 100 times bigger than this, if we're ever going to get to that cobblestone while I'm playing in the single player. So it's going to be quite the operation. Whoop, I forgot to get the jetpack on. Gotta be careful. So yeah, it's going to be quite the operation to get that much cobblestone, but I think we can do it. I am very confident that we will be able to do that. Let's go and turn the jetpack off so I don't kill myself. So what do we want to work on today? I think today, while this is going, we still got to collect resources so we can make all of those igneous extruders later on. So we're not going to do that today. That's just going to be a project that I'll keep adding on to over time. But what I want to work on today is let's look at this Hell's Kitchen quest once again. So I've submitted 3,807 of these pieces of toast. So we still got a good 6,200 left. So what I've been doing is I have been using bone meal. Let me show you this. So I'm going to make a whole bunch of bone meal here. I know you can get a little bit more if you put this through the pulverizer, but we're not going to worry about that. If you take the bone meal, you can do this and put it into a 3x3, and you get a bone meal bag. So I'm just going to turn all that bone meal I just made into bone meal bags. So in this, we can bone meal a bunch of wheat at a time, which is awesome. So if I just click on the center one, we can see we can grow all these guys. I'm just going to waste a little bit. Since we have infinite bones, it doesn't really matter. So this is what I've been doing, going through here, turning all the wheat into the harvestable stuff, the mature wheat, whoops. And then the harvester will go through, remove those 3, then we'll do that again. So I did this with, I don't remember how much I had. I ended up with like 27 stacks of wheat. So it was quite a lot of this bone meal that I went through. I'm going to put those in there. Yep. So I ended up with a whole bunch of wheat. Then I turned the wheat into flour using the mortar and pestle. And I want to start looking at doing the rest of that automatically. I'm fine with bone mealing the wheat and turning the wheat into flour. That's not a big deal. We got plenty of bone meal. The hardest part about that is getting the salt and getting, what is that? Just the fresh water and the salt. That's kind of a pain. I've been using buckets going over to the Infinite Spring, coming back over here, filling it up, turning it into the water, and then the water into the salt. Yeah, I want to do that a little bit more automatically. So let's look at an item called a cyclic assembler. It's another thermal expansion machine. So with this, we can basically set up auto crafting. I was using these in Unleashed to make my octuple compressed cobblestone, but I found out, or I was told, that you can do this for liquid crafting. I've never done that before, so this is going to be kind of interesting. So let's go ahead and build one of these guys real quick. So we need one of those. No, click that. We're going to need one of these guys. Let's go ahead and do that one. And I think, we're probably going to need a chest too. I don't think I have a chest. Okay, so there's our cyclic assembler, a cyclic, or however you say that. Let's check this guy out. I don't believe it. Oh, no, it does require power. I was going to say I don't think it does, but yeah, it does. It requires a schematic. Yep, it does have a liquid thing here. So that's interesting. I'm not sure how we're going to do this. I've never done this before with liquid crafting. So that is going to be something to figure out. We also need to make those schematics. This guy right here. And we can just use lapis and 2 pieces of paper. I don't think I have the paper. Nope. Sugar cane. Let's go make a couple of those. Okay. So let's make the schematic. And do I have a piece of lapis? Okay. I need to turn them all All right, we need to get some of these out of the block form. There we go. Okay, so there's a schematic that is blank. So I forget how to do these. I think you have to put the schematic in the cyclic assembler. And then I think here is how you set the pattern. So let's see. This is going to be interesting. Like I said, I've never done this before. So if I put a bucket of water in there, what does that do? Okay, so that, yep, 1 bucket of water. Aha, so can I just fill this full of water and make that work? I don't know. Let me go steal one of my aqueous accumulators from over here. We're going to try this out. Water everywhere. I'll fix that later. Don't worry about it. Okay, so let's grab this guy. Stick it right in there. Let's grab this guy. Stick it right on top. So this should be filling up with water. Yep, it is. Awesome. We'll put the schematic back in there. We need to give it some power, so let me go grab the power cell from here. No, I'm going to grab it from over here. Okay, let's put this guy right like that. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it just made a whole bunch of fresh water really quickly. That is awesome. Okay, so making this recipe is going to be super easy. So I can just pump out of there and have that go directly into my ME system or something like that. And then we can turn these guys into salt. Oh, that's going to make this so much simpler. So pot with that. Boom. Stack of salt. Awesome. Okay, so I need to like put a chest or something over here that I can inject these things into. Yeah, that is really good. In fact, it'd be better if we had another aqueous accumulator over here to put water in that much faster. Oh yeah. Alright guys, tell you what, I'm going to make a cut here. I'm going to play around with this for a little bit longer. That's really awesome how easy this was to set up. And I'm going to play around with this for a little bit longer, see what we can do, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I hooked up 4 aqueous accumulators over here, and I got those all piping in with a fluid duct into the cyclic assembler, and it is producing these things rather quickly. So this iron chest is practically full now, which is pretty awesome. So I'm going to go and take an inventory's full worth of this stuff. Let's come over here, and we will dump that all into the AE system. So we have, how much is this? It's hard to read. I can't, is that 1800? Yeah, almost exactly 1800 is what we have there. So we have 1845 flour. So we need basically turn all of this water into salt. So that's pretty simple to do. So we just get the pot, we just do this, and we can do, whoops, put one of those guys right there, just one. And then we can just go ahead and click all these guys. Now normally with Applied Energistics, if you have the max set up, you'd probably just set up the patterns to automatically do that for you. But unfortunately, we only have the one pattern provider and we only have the one CPU. So yeah, it's not as easy to do that. It's just easier just to click them all by hand. So now we got this other water done. We can go and stick that in here. Get in there. How much of that do we have? We have 1500. Okay, so we should be able to just go ahead and craft our dough. So yeah, we need the mixing bowl, fresh water, salt, and the wheat. So we can just go ahead and click all these guys. Whoop, there we go. We ran out of fresh water. So yeah, we got a lot of dough now. 1504. Just need to get a little bit more water. We can turn the rest of our wheat into dough, which is awesome. And then that's just going to auto-process once the redstone furnace is done doing its thing. That. Okay, so how much more flour do we have? 72. So we just need about a stack more of these water. Awesome. Yeah, this is so much better than doing this by hand. I never want to have to craft that stuff again. So we'll do that. Bam. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to get another 1845 dough to turn into bread. The bread's going to turn into toast. And we don't have to do anything else at this point. So yeah, that's really good. I like that. We can go ahead and take this. Let's do toast. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get all these things and submit the ones that we have right now into the system, or as many as we can fit in our inventory. Okay, that. Submit. There we go. We're more than 50% done with this now. That is so awesome. Yeah, the cyclic assembler, or cyclic, or however you say that, for crafting these things like this fresh water, that is so good. I wish I would have known about this before. I guess I kind of did, but like I said, I've never done any liquid crafting with these things. Good to know for future recipes, definitely. Okay, so you know what? I just put the book away, didn't I? Let's take a look at the book, and I'm kind of curious what else we can do. Now, all these other things require growable stuff. We could probably do something like this, the burgers, or this leafy fish sandwich. We can use tofu in place of the fish, but we still need the lettuce and things like that, and we need a lot more lettuce over here, 50,000 of them. So yeah, we're probably going to hold off on this stuff until we're done with the current farms that we have. So once all the toast is done, or we have enough food with the soybeans and things like that. Okay, so let's take a look back down. Let's see. Should we do bees and trees again? We didn't make it very far in that. We did some of the stuff. So now we're at this part where we're doing analyzing the results. So this says, for true genetic control, you will need a way to analyze the bees and trees you are breeding. The analyzers are fueled by honey or honeydew drops that can be retrieved from combs via the use of a centrifuge. So we've already made the carpenter, so we just have to make a centrifuge. So let's take a look at that. Centrifuge. Yeah, so we just need a sturdy casing, and we don't have enough bronze. No. Now, what was the recipe for that? It was a copper and tin? I can't remember. Let's check that out. Bronze. The molten bronze is copper and tin. Yeah, so it was, what, 3-to-1? Okay, so let's do another one of those. Copper, we will make, let's do 6 blocks. Come on, 6. And then we'll do 2 blocks of tin. And we will put that in the smeltery and have that go. Currently the smeltery, oh, you know what? We can't do that. The smeltery, I have smelting down a lot of glass right now. In fact, let's take a look at this. So this golden chest is full of, well, it was full of sand. Hopper's got some. The smeltery's got 80 glass blocks in a molten form, constantly smelting. And yeah, we're coming over here. So we needed a bunch of this clear glass for another recipe. So our smelter is kind of out of commission for a little while it does that. I'm not sure. Can we do this? The induction smelter? We can't. Can we put those in there? Is that gonna work? Oh no. Okay, so let's see. Can I? Curious. Recipes. R. Okay, so can I do this in a different way? Okay, casting table. Yeah, it kind of looks like I have to do the smelter, right? We could do the crucible forge. Don't really want to do it that way. Molten copper. Okay, you know what? I'm going to try and stick these in the smeltery and just see what happens. Let's turn that off. Let's get... I need to turn this hopper off too and stop that from sending items in there. So I need... This is kind of a pain. I wish I had another smeltery set up. So I need a stick, plank. Let's make another redstone torch, or a lever, I should say. So we'll do one of those and a stick. There we go. So we just need to put the redstone signal on the hopper so it stops sending items. So we can do that just like this. Bam. Let's take all those out. Put that in the chest. Okay, let's grab all the items that are in here. And we'll stick that in there too. Okay. So yeah, the hopper's not doing anything. We got glass in here. It's smelting out. I guess I can flip that lever. Let's go ahead. Did I put... Oh, the blocks are in the induction smelter. I was like, where did my blocks go? So yeah, let's go ahead and put this over here. I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is the glass is going to melt, or the glass is going to go through here first. the copper and tin will end up at the top, so we should be okay. So let me just wait for this to melt up, turn into bronze, wait for all the glass to leave the smeltery, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so that took a little bit of time for the smeltery to run out of glass and switch over to the bronze. I actually did another one of those recipes, so 2 more copper, or 3 more blocks of copper, 2 more tin, whatever. So we got a bunch of the bronze now, so we can finally make our centrifuge. And the centrifuge, you put in combs or other bee products into it. So we can take some of these combs we got, like this honeycomb for instance, and we should just be able to stick it over here and throw those combs in there. So it's just going to go through, make some wax, make some honey drops. I think there's a 50% chance for either one of these to appear. I don't think you get them 100%. Yeah, see, we only got the beeswax that time and no honey drops. So the beeswax is pretty cool. You can use that for some recipes. You can use it for various casting things in forestry, which really isn't that important. You can use it to make torches or some of the colored glass in forestry. The honey drops, I kind of forgot what the liquid honey is used for. Let's check that out. I think you have to use that in order to make the alvearies and stuff, but I think it had another use. So honey drop, guess honey pot, honey drop, there we go. Okay, so I clicked on that guy, and this can be used to make, oh yeah, that's right, you can use these to make the things to stop water or stop the rain. Honey pot, glistering melon, oh, that's kind of cool. Stamps, which we don't really care about, and honeyed slice. I believe that used to be called ambrosia. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking. Oh no. There's another thing. Yeah, ambrosia. So this is royal jelly honeydew. Ah, that's right. Okay, so yeah, there's some things you can do with that. So I believe to make alvearies later on, you need scented panelings. And I think that was what used the honey. Yeah, that requires liquid honey to make these guys. Also royal jelly, beeswax, and pollen. Things we can't do quite yet. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So the centrifuge, this is how you get all your items out of the honeycombs. So if you set up a big bee operation, you're going to need a lot of these things at some point. Okay, so we can stick all those guys back in there. So as far as this quest goes, we're going to get a couple of forest bees, a princess, and a drone. Hopefully those are the ignoble, no, not the ignoble, the pristine ones. Quarter of a heart, tree laser, and a bee laser. Good. Those things are a little not too fun to make. Tropical hive and reward bag. Do we need any tropical bees? Ignoble, pristine. So maybe we don't necessarily... Oh wait, was it tropical? Ah, tropical, that's the jungle ones. Do we have... Yeah, there's a tropical. Marshy, tropical, pristine. So maybe we don't necessarily need that. Okay, you know what? Let's just do the reward bag. I feel lucky. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I didn't even see this consume task. So we have to do a bee laser and a tree laser, and then it gives us those back. Okay, so we do actually have to make those. And a honey drop. Okay. So the honey drop, we can go ahead and put in there. Okay, so now we need to do the tree laser and the bee laser. Now, what is that thing? It's that white machine. I can't... Tree laser? What is this thing? A carpenter. That's what it is. Wait, was it that? No, I'm thinking the thermionic fabricator. Sorry, there's been so many machines in forestry. So we already have a carpenter, right? So we have the carpenter. So we just need to give this thing water. Let's look at these recipes again. Bee laser requires tin, redstone, diamond, and glass panes. So we have glass panes. We need redstone. We need a diamond. We don't have too many of those left anymore. I think I might need one of those for the tree laser. And let's see, what else was it? I can't remember. Tin. All right, so that's not too difficult. So the tree laser, what was the recipe for this guy? It's copper and the same stuff. So let's get some copper. So just do that. All right. So we need water for this carpenter and we need power. So I think I can stick it right like this. That's going to fill it up with the water. And then I need to get a redstone conduit to convert the power from RF. So do the hardened one. Stick that guy right there. And then I need to turn... Which way? Okay, so that's the front. Can I do it from the front? Yes. Okay. So now this thing's got power. So we can do redstone, redstone, diamond, tin, 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 and glass panes. Okay, so that's just going to go ahead and craft that. These are a little bit slow. Let me go ahead and craft both the Beelizer and the Treelizer, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so that wasn't too difficult to make. We have both the Beelizer and the Treelizer made. Yep, these guys right here. Let's go ahead and submit those. We'll get them back, it looks like. And we're going to pick the reward bag. So let's do that. Awesome. Oh, I didn't claim the reward? Pick that. Claim reward? Okay. So there's our Beelizer and Treelizer back. Yep, pristine stock. Forest Princess. That's awesome. Let's check the reward bag. Let's see what we got here. Oh, no, not Monster Jerky again. Oh, man. Yeah, this stuff, I don't really need this anymore since we have the higher tier foods. We have the burgers and other things like that. Early on when we got this, it was a good source of, early food, but anymore, nope, don't need it. Okay, so let's see what we got here. We have the quarter of a heart. We only have 1 quarter in there, so now we got a half a heart. And as far as the quest goes, this is completed. So that has unlocked the extra bees genetic stuff, which is awesome. These require a bit of crafting, if I remember correctly. I'm not going to go in those today. We're reaching the end of the episode. Alvearies is also unlocked, which is really cool. Again, we can't quite get to this point until we can do the more advanced bees. We need to be able to get the royal jelly and the pollen. Bee automation. This is using, I think this is Gendustry. This is something that I'm going to be researching for the next time we do bees. This is a mod that I've never played around with before. I'm sure it's probably telling me a lot of the stuff that I need to know as we do these quests, but I would like to figure out what all there is to do with the Gendustry, because that's new. I don't know what these guys even are. Yeah, and then we're going to get down to the tree breeding, it looks like. Maybe that's a specific tree sapling. I can't tell what that thing is. But yeah, the bee stuff is going to be really awesome. So let's see here. I think we are pretty much done for today. Yep, we got a lot of good stuff done. I did replace that chest over here with the deep storage unit, so now we're just going to be collecting a whole lot of water. And I didn't show you this either. It doesn't really require that much RF per craft, but it does require a little bit. So it's not free, but that 50 million RF is going to last practically forever at 2 RF a craft. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time.